In Bereshit 36:6, we are told that Esav collects together his entire family entourage, his wives, sons and daughters, called Nefashot Beito, possibly the servants, Miknehu Behemto, the herds of animals, called Kinyano, his possessions, Asher Rachash Be'eretz Canaan, that he had amassed during the time that he had lived in Canaan, and Vayelech El Eretz, emigrating from Canaan and resettling in the land of Edom. The need for Esav to resettle in Eretz Edom was Mipnei Yaakov Achiv, on account of Yaakov his brother. Yaakov had been away from Eretz Canaan for the previous 22 years. The opening segment of Vayishlach informs us of the meeting between Yaakov and his family and Esav, and we are told that Esav emigrates from Eretz Canaan on account of Yaakov his brother. This point is amplified in Pasuk 7. Ki hayaruchusham rav, they had too much property, or as Hirsch has it, their wealth was too great, mishevet yachtav, from living together. And what seems to be a second reason, mipnei miknehem lo yachla eretz migureihem, the land in which they were staying, referring to Eretz Canaan, was not able to laseit otam, support both of them. And therefore, with the arrival of Yaakov, Esav departs to the land of Edom. Rashi picks up on the words v'lo yachla eretz megureihem and writes lahaspik mir'eh, to supply sufficient pasture lands, lebehemot shalahem, for their animals. Rashi then goes on to quote from the Bereshit Rabbah, offering an explanation to a statement made in the previous pasuk, in which we were told that Vayelech El Eretz mipnei, on account of Yaakov Aviv. Rashi writes, O Medrash Agada mipnei Yaakov Aviv. We have a Midrashic Agada explanation to this statement, Mipnei Yaakov Aviv. It was Mipnei Shtarchov Shel Gzerat Kiger Yeh Zaracha, the covenantal agreement made between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Avraham at the Brit Ben Habatarim, that his descendants would take legal possession of Eretz Canaan, had a caveat attached to it. That caveat was that for a period of 400 years, Ger Yeh Zaracha, Abraham's descendants, would need to endure an exile in a land that was not theirs. They would be afflicted, brutalized by the host nation, and only then would they be permitted to return and take possession of Eretz Canaan. The negative side of this agreement was Hamutal al Zaro shel Yitzchak, was placed upon the descendants of Yitzchak, namely Yaakov and Esav. Esav came to a decision that Elech li mikan, I will remove myself from this land, referring to the land of Canaan. Ein li chelek, I do not wish to be a participant and a recipient, lo b'matana shenatna lo haaretz hazot, to the gift that was given to Yitzchak regarding possession of this land, v'lo b'piraon hashtar, nor in meeting the conditions, the payment of the contract, the decree of exile for 400 years. This medrash is read into the pasuk, Vayelech El Eretz, he departed to another land, Mipnei Yaakov Achiv, because he wanted the debt, the 400-year decree, to fall upon Yaakov his brother. Rashi then, quoting from the Bereshit Rabbah, provides an alternative reason to why Esav emigrated Mipnei Yaakov Achiv, and that is Mipnei Habusha, on account of personal embarrassment, Shemachar et Bechorato. He had exchanged his right to be the head of the household following the death of Yitzchak in selling the birthright for a pot of lentil soup. In summary, part 1 of Rashi is an explanation as to why the families of Esav and Yaakov were not able to live together in Eretz Canaan. We then have Medrash 1 that attempts to link this statement that Esav emigrated Mipnei Yaakov Achiv. The reason he gives is to free himself of the negative aspects of the Brit Ben Habatarim. The second reason, to explain Esav's departure upon Yaakov's return from Haran, would be the ever-present embarrassment on account of his selling the birthright to his twin brother Yaakov. To this commentary of Rashi, the Rebbe in the Sikha will present a series of 10 questions, divided into 2 sets. One set will contain 4 questions relating to his commentary to the words V'lo yachla eretz megureihem, and a set of 6 questions relating to the Medrash Agada that Rashi quotes from Bereshit Rabbah.